So the next big thing that people seem to struggle with was figuring out how to insert a chart for a particular set of data using Excel or Google Docs. I think this particular step is slightly different on Google Docs, but you should be able to kind of bum around, click similar tabs, and still follow along to get a similar result. So the first thing I'm going to click is up here on the top. I'm wanting to insert a chart. And I'm actually go ahead and highlight the data that I want to insert, which initially is just the mean. And I'm going to go ahead and insert another row down here. And at the top, I'm going to put male and female because I should be able to copy most of those headings into my chart as well. So this is going to say mean perceived intelligence. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and select all of the data that I want to use for my chart, and then I'm going to go up here and insert a chart. Now this particular chart is going to be a bar graph because the independent variable, which in this case was gender, is a categorical variable. You either fall under male or female in this particular experiment. There's no like in between or middle ranking. There's no numerical value being assigned to the gender. It's not like you're 80% female or 20% male. There's no numerical value for this particular experiment, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a bar graph. If there was a numerical value, then I would be using a line graph because the independent variable would also be quantitative. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select my bar graph, or in this particular program, it's called a column chart. Okay, and because I've already selected some headings, it's automatically gone and formatted that for me. I'm going to change the title a little bit because I want this title to include both of my variables, which does actually get you points on the IV in terms of communication. So anytime you write a title for a chart, it should be including both of your variables. So I'm going to call this mean perceived intelligence of two speakers as influenced by their gender. Okay, and then I've got the two genders down on the bottom, but the next thing that I want to do is go back up to the top here. I'm going to click my chart and I'm going to click add chart element, and I want to add an axis title to the vertical axis because right now it just has the numbers from 0 to 8 and no information about what that means. So I want to add a title to my axis or a label. And these numbers that I've taken here are the perceived intelligence rating of both of the speakers. And you could even add another label down at the bottom on the horizontal that says gender. Again, these are all points, or these are all things that will give you points on your IA in terms of the communication and the analysis section. So make sure anytime you've inserted a chart, you've got the correct type of chart, you've labeled both of your axes with the correct variables, and you've got a title that includes both of those variables in it. So hopefully that explains how to insert a bar chart into your Excel or Google spreadsheet.